So, good evening, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Corey Axler, and I am the choir director here at Council Rock High School South. And it is one of my great honors to have these workshops. We've had a number of these over the years. This will be, I guess, the third big one that I've had over the past 10 to 15 years. Before I introduce our wonderful guest, just a few housekeeping rules for all of you. First off, you should know this is a workshop. Yes, there will be performances. Yes, you're going to be wowed by the singers you're going to hear, especially our guest. But the house lights are kept up. It's meant to be an educational experience. As you look at your program, you'll notice that it mentions Music in Our Schools Month, which is the month of March, and I do realize it's April 1st, but was as we were preparing to get this event organized and scheduled, the best date that would work out would be April 1st. But it is in conjunction with Music in Our Schools Month, and we want to provide not only education for our students, but for our community as well. And in this case, we're providing musical theater experience. So the first thing is, this is, as I mentioned, a workshop. But feel free to clap, and you'll also have an opportunity to ask questions. I will be actually having some of my students kind of run around, or even if need be, we're a small enough audience, I can just ask for a raise of hands. And if you have a specific question, please stand up and ask your question, and I'm sure that we can get it answered for you. The second thing, the typical housekeeping things, please, no flash photography during the performance. I'll have to ask our guest if it's okay to have you guys get a little momentum of performances, but you should know that tonight's entire workshop is being professionally video recorded and audio recorded. So if you would like access to that afterwards, all you need to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel, Corey Axler. I know it sounds like it's horrible to say that, but all of these workshops are posted on my YouTube channel free and for educational purposes entirely, and we welcome you to check them all out. I think that's about it. So without further ado, would you please put your hands together for local Broadway star and amazing human overall, Miss Christy Altomare. So, Christy, thank you so much for coming out and doing this. For anybody who's ever seen Inside the Actors Studio, I was telling Christy beforehand, we're going to treat it very much like Inside the Actors Studio, where it's kind of a one-on-one chit-chat, and you guys are in on the whole conversation.
With a warm James Lipton.
I'm James Lipton.
Yes.
How are you, Christy?
I am having the best day. It was so lovely meeting with the students this afternoon, and yeah, I love it here.
She's been amazing. We had just to give you a little insight, we had a sit down about a half hour ago on our floor in the choir room, just all of us gathered and listening to wonderful stories and sharing personal things. It was just great. It was a really wonderful, special moment. And even as we were rehearsing earlier in the day, my students were all in tears, like streaming down their faces, when there's the realization that the things that you've been brought up with and the music that you've listened to and obsessed over, part of that experience is now live in front of you, singing in your choir room. It's a little bit of a out-of-body experience. And I even said to Christy on the phone, even having to sit here and prepare all these accompaniments, which I am not a good piano player, I do my best to be a hack. I'm like, I really got to make sure I'm going to do this right and not screw this up. It is an out-of-body experience for me. But for you, what's it like doing these workshops in general?
Honestly, I love doing workshops. I love working with students. In the beginning, it was really scary, and I remember people would hire me to come and teach acting musical theater when I spent my entire life not being a teacher. I spent my entire life studying it. So I remember the first time I got asked, I was like, I can't do that. I'm not a teacher. And they said, they don't really care. They just want your autograph. Like, just go and say whatever. And I was in shock. But I think what they knew that I didn't know is that these people would keep coming back, and I would get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better and feel a little more confident in kind of explaining the way that I enter the musical theater realm when it comes to the acting of musical theater, which is different. Every single teacher that teaches musical theater, or the way that their process is totally unique. So yeah, to answer your question, at the beginning it was crazy, and now I feel a little bit more, I have a lot of fun doing these things, yeah.
Having experienced a lot of these workshops, just like you've said, they're different, people go through different approaches. What is your overall approach when you're dealing with these workshops? I mean, obviously you're going to be seeing it firsthand. Are you more focused on the vocal side of things, the musicality, the acting side?
Yeah, so what I really love, what I kind of have come up with is that there's the internal work and the external work. So when working on musical theater, there's the internal of, okay, what's going on inside of the actor? What are they feeling? Who are they singing to when they sing a song? What is the story happening inside of their mind? All of the physiological stuff happening inside. So that's the internal work. And then there's the external work, which is what I like to call the tricks of the trade. So there's a lot of stuff that seasoned Broadway professionals will do naturally that will make the audience feel, that have nothing to do with their emotion. It's just they know the trick, right? And it's really, the external work is about how can I have the audience feel really strongly the feelings I'm feeling inside. So it's about making that connection. And yeah, I love talking about, whenever I work with students, I always tell them, we'll talk about the inside work, then we'll talk about the outside work, and how can we get the audience to feel optimally what you're feeling. That's my process.
You guys want to see that process in person? You want to see her present that?
But also to recognize that, this is the other thing, is that every actor comes to those breakthrough moments that we're hoping to have tonight, right? Who doesn't want a breakthrough moment? But every actor comes to those breakthrough moments at their own time. So my job as a facilitator, as a teacher, is to try to help you get to that next tiny step, and sometimes you overshoot it or you undershoot it, and it's about just loving yourself where you are. I always say it takes 10,000 hours to become an expert at anything that you're gonna do on this earth. And so it's about loving yourself in the not knowing of the process, whether you're hour number 1 of being a performer, hour number 10, hour number 10,000. It's about loving yourself in the not knowing. So for a long period of time, I don't know if any of you who are performers that I see in the back know what I'm raise your hands if you know what I'm talking about, of I don't know where my arms go when I perform. Yep. Everyone raising their hands, yeah. So that's just a natural thing that happens when you start becoming a musical theater performer. And then you get to the point where you don't even think about your arms. And that's a good day. But it's about loving yourself in all of that discomfort.
So we're going to do, or I should say, Christy's going to do, one of my favorites from Anastasia, and one that was, I believe, was requested by one Elise Lindros.
This one's for you.
So, can you set up the scene? This is In My Dreams from Anastasia.
So, I was lucky enough to get to originate the role of Anastasia on Broadway, and they wrote 18 new songs for the show. The older songs actually came from a 1995, I believe, or 97. I think it's 1997, maybe.
20th anniversary when you sang it, so it was 2017.
2017. They started working on it in 1995, but it came out in 1997. And it was an animated film that a lot of people loved. So when it came to Broadway, they wrote a ton of new songs for it. And this was Anya's first big solo number in the musical. And if any of you know the show of Anastasia, she's from Russia. She's got amnesia. She doesn't know about her past or where she came from. And we find out later that she's royalty. But at this moment, she has amnesia. She's walking in. She's trying to get to Paris because she has this feeling inside of her that there's something in Paris. Her family's in Paris. Something's out there in Paris waiting for her. And she's trying to get to Paris, and she's talking to these two con men, and she's asking them, can you help me? And they're considering it, and they ask her what she remembers about her past. And she tells them she has amnesia. And then this song begins. They said I was found by the side of a road. There were tracks all around. It had recently snowed. In the darkness and cold with the wind in the trees, a girl with no name and no memories but these. Rain against a window, sheets upon a bed, terrifying nurses whispering overhead. Call the child, Anya, give the child a hat. I don't know a thing before that. Traveling the back roads, sleeping in the wood, taking what I needed, working when I could, keeping up my courage, foolish as it seems, at night all alone in my dreams. In my dreams, shadows call. There's a light at the end of a hall. Then my dreams fade away, but I know it all will come back one day. I dream of a city beyond all compare. Is it Paris? Paris, a beautiful river, a bridge by a square, and I hear a voice whisper, I'll meet you right there in Paris. Paris. You don't know what it's like not to know who you are, to have lived in the shadows and traveled this far. I've seen flashes of fire, heard the echo of screams, but I still have this faith in the truth of my dreams. In my dreams, it's all real, and my heart has so much to reveal. And my dreams seem to say, don't be afraid to go on. Don't give up hope, come what may. I know it all will come back one day.
So I have a question for the audience. Did you feel that what Christy was doing, you could totally get into the moment? You knew what she was feeling, what she was
can laugh.
thinking.
No, just
So what is what makes that so challenging? You tell me, Christy, what makes it challenging for a young actor to do what you just did? I know it's a hard question to ask, and it's probably different for every person. Is it taking risks? Is it not being afraid?
It's like I said, it's so much the internal and the external. And you know what? There are moments where you're just not feeling it internally when you have to do it 8 shows a week. And you have to also have the understanding that that is normal too, because our body is our instrument. And it's about forgiving yourself, and it's about recognizing that you can always, whenever I have a moment like that, where I'm not dropping in fully, or I'm not feeling as connected, or I'm not feeling as really in the moment as I can be, I just say, okay, well, take the next beat, take the next one, take the next one, find honesty in this moment, find honesty in the next one. So we're always striving for honesty at the end of the day. That's what it's really all about. It's really the first thing, the first step is about trying to find, I always say 99% of really good acting is having a great story in your head that is real, that you are telling out to the audience, and the audience will be able to feel that. And then the second thing is, like I said, the external work of how you tell that honestly will dictate whether the audience is able to feel that honesty within you. So yeah, I don't know, to really answer your question on that, it's like with anything, to become a concert pianist or anything, it takes years and years and years. And even now, me doing that, I don't feel like I'm there. And I think that's also good, is to never feel like you're there, to never feel like you've achieved it. You know, that you're always fighting for more honesty, fighting for more truth. And that's what makes it fun, because you never get there. Yeah.
But you just talked about doing this, doing the show how many times a week? At the height? 8 times a week.
8 times a week, yeah.
So when you were in that moment, were you thinking to yourself, were things coming back into your head like, oh, I remember doing this, I remember doing that, because I did it so much? Just like you said earlier, putting my hands up becomes second nature.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, there is muscle memory that does happen and can help you in moments when, like, your heart is not invested in you. But then also the same thing too with muscle memory of your heart. I just recently did Anastasia at the Lincoln Center. They did a one-night concert at the Lincoln Center, and I was rehearsing the scene at the end of the show with the grandmama, where I'm not gonna cry now, where we find out that that I am Anastasia and that it all is real. And every single time I rehearse the scene, I cry. And I think it's the same thing. It becomes like it's a part of you then at that point. You can't, and 10 years later, I'm still like crying in the scene because, you're right. There is something that can happen when you've done it enough times, for sure, inside and out.
That isn't a bad thing, though. I mean, like, it's become part of you.
It's a part of me.
Yeah.
It will always be a part of me. I'll be 82, and I'll still feel, if I were to read Anya's lines during that scene, yeah, it's in you, as if you are her. Yeah.
Throughout the course of this workshop, we're going to be asking audience members for questions. So if you have a specific question that you'd like to ask, we'll open up right now. And if you don't have one right now, we can later on, as you're thinking through, like, oh, I really wanted to ask Christy this, feel free to. So we'll open up right now. If any of you have a specific question you'd like to ask, simply raise your hand. I see a hand. Go ahead.
Hi.
Have you ever, like, even before you became a professional, experienced moments where you just, like, going back to you saying, you just feel like you gotta keep going for more and more? Like, were there ever times when people were kind of pushing you to stop and you just, like, felt this resistance?
Like to stop being a performer?
Yeah, like the rest.
Yeah. Many times. And you know what? I should have listened. If you're talking about, like, are you talking about, like, give up? Or are you talking about, like, when I did Anastasia, after I did Anastasia, I got a lot of calls, and it was a lot of come here and do this, come there and do this, come here and do this. And I took everything and I burned myself out, and that can happen. And I think it's so hard in this industry when it's so feast or famine. There were like 2 years where I didn't work at all, and then there was like multiple years when I first graduated, you're like, I always say when you first graduate musical theater, you don't even realize it, but you're the belle of the ball, because there's so many musicals out there that need young talent, just period. High school shows, the young ingenue, like youth, they need that. And so after I graduated college, I was auditioning constantly, and I was exhausted. And it's like, and then there's those years where it's like, okay, I'm getting to be 28, 29, right? So I'm kind of aging out of those high school parts. And then there were still auditions, but it wasn't as much. And in those moments, I guess I'm grateful that I hustled as much as I did, but you do have to be so careful, right? It's that double-edged sword. I guess I'm not really answering you correct, like, well, do you get it, kind of? I don't know. It's hard. You have to, I mean, if you can take those moments for yourself, do it, but especially when you're paying your dues at the beginning, you really do. And now I'm at a point where I can take a step back, and I can get a phone call and I can say, not right now. And that's a good, it's a great place to be at, where you can just advocate for yourself and do the things that like you really want to do, but only because you put in all of those hours before. Because I even say when you first graduate, you're still really working at those 10,000 hours. So it's like any opportunity to get on the stage is an opportunity to grow in your craft, you know, and should be reveled and you should do. So the answer is it's really hard and you can get burnout, and I've gotten burnout many times, and I oftentimes would burn myself out. But it's for the love of the craft. What happens is you become so obsessed with the craft, it takes you, it becomes your everything. So maybe you know what that is like. Yes. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like there's so many things out there, and you're a perfect type, and you probably play everything, and they need you, and you're exhausted, and you're tired, and your voice is tired, and you don't know how to take the break. I'm the same way. So hats off. Like, yeah, it's a hard time. It's hard to say no. It's really hard to say no. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have our first workshop student come up, and what we're gonna do is we're doing this. I kind of set it up actually by grade. So our first student is in 9th grade, and would you please welcome to the stage Miss Brooke O'Connor. So the way this is going to work is Brooke is going to get a chance to set up the song. She'll talk a little bit about what she's going to sing, and then she's going to sing the song. And then Christy may be sitting over here and taking notes as it's happening. And then Christy's going to focus. Do you want a chair or something? Oh.
So something I really like to do in workshops is I like to hide myself as much as possible. It can be so scary when you go to these things and you have the person just like this watching you, like right in your face. So I try to hide. I might even just be like here, but anyway.
Okay. And then afterwards, Christy will focus on either a specific aspect of the song or a specific part of the song, or maybe just something that you know, comes to her mind and would like to work with the student on. So give us the setup, Brooke.
So my song is With You from the musical Ghost, and it's our main character, Molly, and how she deals through her grief of a loss of a partner and what she feels in that aspect of her life. And yeah, that's kind of all I plan to say.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Ghost? Yeah, so I'm assuming it's the same story, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We never talked about how this starts.
Oh.
So I want to make sure that's great. So if I do this and you sang,
Yeah,
okay.
that'd be great. Thank you. I picked up your shirts this morning. I don't know why. I don't know why. Mr. Reynolds said to say hello, and I started to cry. I started to cry. Every place we've ever walked at, everywhere we talked, I miss you. You never leave my mind.
We started good. We started strong. It's going to be hard to move from here. That was really beautiful.
Thank you.
Really, really beautiful work. Your voice is insane.
Thank you.
So strong. There were so many things that were really, really powerful about this performance. I loved the talky aspect of musical theater. I think a lot of times, especially in the beginning, how long have you been practicing for?
This song,
Or just, how long have you been practicing acting musical theater?
well, my first show, I was like 12,
Okay,
so I guess.
so some time. 3 or 4 years. So one of the things that I think is really amazing is when somebody recognizes that it's not just about singing every single note. You had these moments of pure bliss where we all just sat back and just enjoyed. And then these moments of, I'm just having a conversation with someone, and that was beautiful vocally. It was so fun for us to listen to, and exciting to see that difference. Really, really beautiful. But now we're gonna talk about the inside and the outside work, right? So let's do the inside first. So when you sing this song, you obviously, do you know the show at all?
Not really.
Like enough. So this song happens towards the end of Act 1. Have you seen the movie?
I have not.
Okay. You know what? I think that other teachers would probably be like, you have to know everything perfectly. But my take on it is, it doesn't matter as long as it's super, super honest and real to you. But here's the thing: is if it's a show that everybody knows really well, and sometimes someone will sing like a really. I don't know why, but empty chairs and empty tables keeps coming into my head. But like they'll sing that and they'll be like, there's a grief that can't be spoken, and you're just like, okay, no, it could be honest, but it's not the song. It's, but this song is about grief.
Yes.
That this song is about, she lost not her husband, but somebody that she's been with for a very long time, in a relationship with. You gathered that much, correct? Yeah. But when you sing it, when you're doing it, do you have a story inside of you, a thought inside of you that you use?
Well, I just kind of try to put myself in the eyes of the character.
That is possible. And a lot of times people will do that and it works. Or you can use your own personal experience as well. Has anyone ever told you about that?
Yeah.
So, have you ever experienced any loss in your life?
Yes.
Do you think that it would pertain to this song though? Because this is a kind of a loving
No.
relationship song, right? And have you ever, okay, this is gonna sound weird.
Okay.
Have you ever been in love before?
Not really.
Have you ever had a pet that passed away?
Yes.
Can we sing this song to the pet?
Sure.
Okay, what was the pet's name?
Caramel.
And what was Carmel?
A dog.
A dog. What type of dog?
A beagle and dachshund mix.
Is Carmel a girl or a boy?
A girl.
A girl dog. And do you have steps in your house, like upstairs steps sort of thing?
Yeah.
Can we imagine Carmel on the steps in front of you? And up the steps just a little bit. I'm wondering if this will work. Let's just try it.
Okay.
I want you to sing this song to Carmel honestly. Carmel has passed. And I don't know, let's just see. Let's not do it from the first verse. What's in the second verse? What's the what's the chorus? No. Let's do from you. Yeah. Can we do it from you?
So the end.
Yes,
Just from there. I just want to see if this works. Okay, go. I want you to just honestly, I know it sounds silly, but I want you to honestly think, when did Carmel pass?
2 years ago.
2 years ago. And was it hard?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thought of, in a way, they're a family member. They're with you all the time. You do all these tell me some fun things about Carmel.
Oh.
I know it sounds silly, but we have to make this really real for you. about the loss?
Uh,
What was something that like you loved the most about Carmel?
she was always so calm.
She was calming
Yeah.
and relaxed you in times of stress. And what was the hole that you felt when Carmel passed?
Well, I just was having a pet.
You missed having a pet.
Yeah.
And what's fun about but specifically Carmel, what's fun about Carmel?
I mean, it was just like fun to like have a dog and take care of her and stuff like that.
And did she give love back?
Yeah.
And did you love the love she gave back to you?
Yeah.
And you loved Carmel? Okay, let's just do from you. Look at Carmel and talk to Carmel.
You took my life with you. Took my world with you.
Good. This is good. This is good. How does that feel inside, though? Does it feel good? Does Carmel feel strong? You'll know it's right when it's like in you, like super strong. Do you know what I'm saying? Does Carmel feel strong in you, like that pain of Carmel being gone? You can say no. Okay, no. Can you put yourself in a position where you felt loss of a friend? Maybe they're still alive, but like a best friend or something like that. Has that ever happened to you? Man. But this is what I'm talking about, like that feeling of loss. Do you have anything in your storyline or in your life that you can like draw from of a time that you've lost? You'll know it because you'll just feel it in your heart. So that's what's so tricky about acting in musical theater is like sometimes certain songs, like it's harder for us to connect to because we can't. Okay, let me talk about it like this. In musical theater, we have this painter's palette, right, with all these different colors. And every single color represents a different emotion that we have felt in our life. And sometimes there's certain emotions that we have not felt yet, or that we don't understand, or we can't quite comprehend. So all you can do is sort of like guess. And when it comes to this song and loss, I was even texting with you, what's so hard about this song is that most people haven't lost a loved one that heavily at your age. So it's a really tricky song to really tap into honestly. And especially when you, and with love, that's a different thing too. That feeling of love is so strong. And it doesn't have to be romantic love. It could be your love for a pet, or your love for a best friend, or your love for something and that loss of it. So that's what I'm talking about, that painter's palette. Do you have anything? If not, it's okay, we'll just do this.
I can try.
Well, it's okay if not. Let's do the actual song.
Okay.
What I want you to think of is this character. Let's just focus on the character. She's strong. Okay, she's really strong, and she's talking to this ghost, right? She's having a conversation with this ghost. Can we use in this scenario, like, have you ever had like a parent that has to go on a business trip or go away for a while, and you feel like you miss them?
Yeah.
Let's use that.
Okay.
Let's start that from the beginning. Mom or dad, whoever it is, talking directly to them.
Okay.
Okay.
From the top.
Okay.
Honestly, just talk to them. Yeah.
Okay. I picked up your shirt this morning.
Yeah, that's better. Stop.
Better.
And it's so weird, but you can see it in the eyes when it's honest. Right away. I didn't even have to see any more. You were having a conversation. How did that feel?
Better.
Yeah, really good. Have the conversation. Go for it.
I picked up your shirts this morning. I don't know why. I don't know
Now stop, that's really great. Now we have the internal, now we have to get the external. So the external is, how can the audience feel everything that you're feeling right now inside of you? And there's tricks. So one of the tricks is eye gaze. The thing with eye gaze is this, is that the key to your heart, you want your whole audience to feel your heart, right? And feel everything that's in your heart. The only way that the audience can connect to your heart is through your eyes. So but the audience is slow. So if you're feeling, this is like the craziest note, but I give it all the time and it really works, okay? It's one of the craziest tricks of the trade. It has nothing to do with your talent at all. It has everything to do with being a trick, okay? So what happens is the audience needs to connect to your eyes in order to feel. So you want the audience to feel. So you have to slow down your eye gaze. If you're having a conversation with mom or dad or whoever it is, you're having that conversation, hold that gaze on mom or dad, stay focused on them, have the conversation with them. Don't look away. Now look, in musical theater, there are moments we look away, but in this particular song, I'm gonna ask you, stay focused on them. Do not divert. See their eyes in front of you, stay focused, and let's start the song again. And stay still, don't move anything else on your body except for your hand to put up the mic, that's it.
Okay. I picked up your shirts this morning. I don't know why. I don't know why.
Stop. Now, do you see how you kind of look down a little bit on I don't know why? Stay looking the whole time directly at them. Okay, go.
I picked up your shirts this morning. I don't know why. I don't know why. Mr. Reynolds said to say hello, and I started to cry. I started to cry. Every place we've ever walked at, everywhere we talked, I miss you. You never leave my mind. So much of you is left behind. You took my days with you. Took my lights with you. I keep thinking that you'll be calling. Everybody says that it's all in my head, and I can't accept it yet, and I'm not ready to just give in. I know that I can live in this place with these feelings of regret. I can't comprehend this and pretend that I don't care. Any place I wanna be, I need to see you there. You took my life with you. Took my world with
That was it. How did that feel? Better, honest. It's almost like everything else, did everything just fade away and you were just telling the story?
Yeah.
Is that what really happened inside?
Pretty much.
That's what it
yeah.
looked like for me. I was sitting there just going, let it
go. Just let her go. That's it. That's what it is. That's the internal work. And by you just standing there and looking, we all were able to feel that too. We were able to come into your story. Beautiful work. Just gorgeous.
In a surprise move, Lainey is crying. No, that was beautiful. I love when the connection is made. It's so cool.
And you know what? Fight for it. Fight for it. In those moments where you're like, I just can't, it's like, yeah, we're gonna find it. We're gonna find it. It's there. It's somewhere. And sometimes it's not obvious. The obvious choice would be, you have someone that died, but it's like sometimes that doesn't work. And you just gotta take that time. Loss is a different thing for everyone at different times in their life, you know? So.
Gosh, sorry, it's like it's a drainer. Before we do our next workshop another question from the audience. Let's talk briefly about you and your background. You all have programs, and for those of you who don't know, Christy is a local. She's a Bucks County resident. Grew up in Pennsbury. Sorry.
But I live here.
But she lives in Council Rock now. Woo! Little known fact, yes. When I first, sorry, apologies to those of you in the audience that this is going to become PG-13 for a moment. When I was talking to Christy for the first time, I said, "Oh, you went to Pennsbury?" She's like, "Yeah. When I was growing up, we'd always shit talk Council Rock." And I said, "Yeah, well, we still shit talk Pennsbury, so that's okay."
I think it's only right. Every single time there's a neighboring school, you have to hate it, even if they're perfect, you know.
Yes.
It's just a fake thing that happens.
But the thing I will tell you is Pennsbury always had like the best music programs, the best jazz band. We would always be in competition with, and they would always destroy us. And their marching band was killer, and yeah.
Well, from what I've observed today, I have stand corrected massively. I cannot wait for what everyone's about to observe later.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's coming later. It's coming later. But what was it like growing up in Bucks County, and now that you're living here and experiencing, I guess, giving back to the community, or just feeling like, does it feel weird living in the area that you grew up in?
Yeah, it does. It's interesting, right? It's like I always dreamed that someday I would move back here. I think I always had this dream because I do think specifically this area, Bucks County, is so magical, and that we're so close to two major cities, but yet we still sort of have this feeling like we're in semi-country, right? It's like we're not fully there, but we get the grass and the sun, and I love that I'm so close to New York. I love that I can go in and see a show, and I'm sure all of you have had that experience of going in to see a Broadway show when I travel all around the country doing workshops like this, all around the country, and so many kids wish they had what we have, that they can go to see a Broadway show, and they're lucky if they get to see one, fly in and see one show, so it's very cool.
We're going to totally change gears from that grief-stricken piece that Brooke just sang and go into a moment that just about everyone knows. And we're going to bring up Sasha and Sherry. Come up, Sasha and Sherry. So, shall I let you guys set up the piece and tell us what you guys are going to perform?
We're singing What Is This Feeling from Wicked.
Many people already know what Wicked is about, but basically it's the origins of the Wicked Witch of the West, how she moved to a new school to follow her sister, and she had a run-in with the school's very popular individual. And this song is basically explaining how much they loathe each other and how much they don't enjoy sharing a space together and such.
My students, this is a different version. So don't start singing, "Dig a Linda," like that's not in this version.
No
All
ensemble.
right, there's no ensemble part. So this is like an abridged version of What Is This Feeling, okay?
Beautiful work. Really, really beautiful work. I love this show so much. Your voices sound incredible. What I also loved is that you like cast yourselves perfectly, like or maybe not. You're just really fantastic performers. But I love the groundedness of Elphaba juxtaposed with like kind of the like flirty silliness of Galinda. Like you feel it, like we get it, even without you wearing the colors. Like we know, we feel it, and when we're watching it, yeah, exactly. Just in case we forgot, perfect, really, really beautiful in that way. But let's play with this. Is that cool? Let's play. So one of the things when I saw this on the list of the songs that was going to be done, I was thinking like, gosh, this is such a hard song, and only because in concert version, do you sometimes feel like slightly a little bit of egg on your face at times while you're singing this? And I'm gonna ask, do you kind of a little bit? I'm only gonna say because don't you feel like this song needs a lot more business? Like if we were in the show, there might be a moment where like, or in the movie, like there might be a moment where you take something or like you, in the actual musical, I forget how they did it. Were they on the chair? They were they're on the bed and they were like screaming at each other or something. Was there like moments? I don't know. Well, in the movie, in the musical version, I feel like there has to be some sort of choreo, and you did do choreo, and it's great. But there's that thing of like there's only so much business you can do with just a mic, right? But even with that, you gave us so much. So know that going into it, you went into a hard situation, and we got it. It was beautiful. Okay, so now let's play with this. So I always say, I had an old acting coach that used to talk about like, sometimes you watch a performance and you're like, great. It just, whenever I think of it, what she would say is it's like a soup. Musical theater songs are like a soup, and you have a dash of this, we have a dash of groundedness, we have a dash of flightiness, we have a dash of this, we have a dash of that, and you're doing all of those things. But then sometimes it's missing like a key ingredient, and I think because this song is so popular and so many people love it, is sometimes this I think goes out in the woodwork, and that is the dash of surprise and realization. And I think that is kind of the arc of this. Like at the end, when like it gets to like a fever pitch of like anger and frustration, but they are asking those questions, what is this feeling? They're really trying to figure it out. They've never felt this before. Do you think that has either of you ever felt this feeling before, you think?
Loathing?
No, I mean the characters in this moment. Have they ever felt it before?
Maybe?
Ever. I mean, they literally say, what is this? What is this? They're asking. They're like, what? I've never felt this. Have you ever like felt a new emotion you've never felt before in your life? And you're like, that's literally what is happening in this moment. So it's a true realization when they get to it. It's loathing. Like, you know what I mean? There's like that, oh my gosh, that's what it is. And then that starts the roller coaster, right? So like I said, with the dash of surprise and like realization, it's kind of like that's the spark that starts the fire. So the realization is lighting the match and then throwing it into like the cave that has all the gasoline or whatever, it's like, and then that just starts the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, or like the fire line, and it's like, oh my gosh, this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. So what I'm saying is, my note for you both is a dash of everything you're doing, but a dash of surprise and realization and oh my gosh. And let yourself come to it. Let us find out, where is the moment that you have the realization. At first, it's like, what is this? And then allow it to overtake you and oh my gosh, this is it. And don't tell us when it comes, just have it happen for you when it does. So let's start from the very top, and I'll stop you, but let's just try that one note. Is that cool? Okay, cool. I'm just gonna, oh yes, thank you.
What is this feeling so sudden and new?
I felt the moment I laid eyes on you.
My pulse is rushing.
My head is reeling.
Yeah, well, my face is flushing. What is this feeling? Fervid as a flame.
unadulterated loathing
For your face,
your voice,
your clothing. Let's just say I loathe it all.
definitely a lot.
Yeah.
Like a better build up into the big note drop.
Okay.
Trying to skip the piano part.
What is this feeling so sudden and new?
I felt the moment I laid eyes on you.
My pulse is rushing.
My head is reeling.
Yeah, well, my face is flushing. What is this feeling? Fervid as a flame. Does it have a name?
Yes, loathing, unadulterated loathing
For your face,
your voice,
your clothing. Let's just say I loathe it all. Every little trait, however small, makes my very flesh begin to crawl. Simple, utter loathing.
There's strain.
With
Simple, utter loathing. There's a strange exhilaration in such total detestation. It's so pure, so strong. Not like you're written, it came on fast. Still like you're working, guiding and last. And utterly loathing, loathing through my eyes. Always feeling so sad and new.
A lot
Good.
stronger. Maybe a leg point? Probably, at one point.
maybe fixing her glasses or looking away or kind of composing herself.
Maybe noticing her breathe again,
Yeah.
preparing her breathe. Maybe she's kind of insecure too. Maybe touching her hair, like you said, like maybe something like that, right? So you find those moments that are honest and that you can tailor in, and so that you have something to play as you're doing it instead of. Do you know what I mean about the egg on your face? Sometimes where you feel like you're just saying loathing a bunch of times and it's not as motivating because you don't have the choreography there. Do you know what I'm saying? And maybe you'll find there's moments that you can interact even more throughout the song. Like maybe there's a moment you both like walk around each other, you know what I mean, or something. But you can find those things when you're together and you've done some work on that. How does it feel? But do you get what I'm saying?
Definitely.
But that's kind of like the homework that you do at home sort of thing. Is some songs, I say there's intermediate, there's easy, and there's hard for those elevator songs. And I would say this song kind of requires some of that actorography, which can be tricky because it's about finding that honesty and not making it choreography. Finding honesty for why you're saying it, but then like creating it enough so that you're not feeling like you're just saying the same thing over and over. You have motivations for each one. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And not too much, but just enough.
I also have another question. Would you recommend following the stereotype of what the character is supposed to be, or make it more like your own original voice and your own original capabilities?
Ooh, well, I think, that's a really good question. She just asked, would you recommend doing what the character is supposed to be or making it your own voice? And I would say yes to both. So you have to really look at the archetype of like, what is this character Glinda? Who is she? She's shallow, she's this, she's that, she's that. Just look at those archetypes of like, who is the character? And then ignore Kristen's version. Ignore, if you want, if that's your goal, is like, I don't want to, because sometimes what people do is they'll pay homage to Kristen or play homage to Ariana, right? Play homage. You don't have to do that. You could say, I want this Glinda to be my Glinda, but my Glinda will still have the traits that are in the script, which is she's shallow, she's, she's whatever, she like only thinks about herself, she's like not as caring as or as empathetic, right? Or whatever those things are. Does that make sense? So the answer is yes, yes. Yes, yes. Yeah, good luck. Yeah, you're awesome. You're both really talented. Great work. Really great work.
You guys enjoying so far?
Yeah, that was fun.
Christy, tell us about how you became Anya.
So, oh man, this is a little bit of a story. I can try to condense. So I went through a period in my career where after Mamma Mia, where I didn't work for 2 years, and I had been auditioning and almost getting it and almost getting it and not getting it, and then the auditions started to diminish, where I'd have like one every 2 months, and it was really rough. And I remember just laying in my apartment looking up at the ceiling, and it was Christmas time, and I was just like, I just wish someone would throw me a bone. And my roommate came in, and my roommate was like, no one in life is ever gonna throw you a bone, Christy. Like, you have to go and get your life. And I realized, at that point, I had saved a lot of my money. That was my goal, is I would save my money, and then when I wasn't working, I would just live off the money so I didn't have to have like a survival job. So I could just be focusing on the work. And so what they don't tell you is when the auditions start to dwindle, then you're just sitting around in your room waiting. And there's a lot of waiting, and you're kind of going stir crazy. And I was waiting in my apartment going, won't someone throw me a bone? And then when that happened, it was like, yeah, I gotta get this. I gotta get at the world. And so I started realizing I had to rewire the way that I thought about life. So I would get up in the morning and I would make my bed and I would go to the gym, but I didn't have the strength to go to the gym, so I'd go just to the gym and then back, and then go in the gym, back, then go in the gym, walk a half a mile back, then in the gym, and I started this thing called a accomplishment book, where every day I would write a list of all of my accomplishments, no matter how small. I got up, I brushed my teeth, I cleaned my room, I called my yaya. Like everything that I did in a day that I had the strength to do that day, I would write down, and slowly but surely I started to build more and more confidence within myself. And then I got the strength to call my manager and be like, get me an audition. And she was like, no one wants to see you. And I was like, I don't care, you're my manager, get me in, I'm ready. And she got me 2 auditions. That's how awesome she was. Because I wasn't ready before. And when I called her and I was like, get me in, I don't care what you have to do, get me in. She got me 2. One was for Anastasia, one was for this show called Sign of the Times. They were both on the same day. They were both 4 days away. So I had to learn like 8 or 9 songs and 8 or 9 sides, which are scenes, in 4 days. And I did. I memorized everything. I was ready to go. I got a call back for Sign of the Times, final callbacks. Didn't get that. The day of Anastasia, I walked in. I did my Anastasia audition. They called me back for a chemistry call that afternoon. And then the next morning, I got a call from my manager saying, you booked it. And with her voice, yeah, booked it. And she was awesome. And that totally changed my life. And it turned everything around for me. And yeah, so I guess the moral of the story is no one in life will throw you a bone. Get at your life, love yourself, and recognize that the tiny little accomplishments you do every day are not nothing. They're something.
Wow, that was really moving. The show has become such a huge hit all over the world. I'm sure. Have you performed the show in any other parts of the world?
No, they did do like a world. The world has done it. Like it's been done in Japan. It's been done in the Netherlands. It's been done in Mexico. It's been done everywhere. It hasn't been done in England yet, which I'm like, if it goes to England. But one thing that I was able to do, which was really cool, was I toured with Disney Princess the Concert, which was me and 4 other Broadway star leading ladies that have done Disney-esque shows. So it was Susan Egan, who was the original Belle from Beauty and the Beast, Courtney Reed, who was the original Jasmine from Aladdin, and it was Laura Osnes, and then it was also, there's a few others, Cindy Winters, who was Nala, right? So we all toured, and we toured the country, but then we also went to Dubai, and we went to Riyadh to perform, and it's been all over the world. And every time we did that show, I got to sing Journey to the Past, and there's nothing, like it's every time I get to sing that song, it takes on new meaning, and every audience loves it, and it touches every human's heart, doesn't matter who you are. So while I haven't gotten to tour the world with it, I, in many ways, got to share that one song with so many people.
Well, the world knows that song, and first made famous for the movie back in 1997 with Liz Callaway, was one of my favorites. And my students know this, that I'm a music nerd. I'm a chord nerd. It's one of my favorite Aarons and Flaherty songs. It's beautiful. The composition's really, like, all the key shifts, and it builds and builds and builds, and it's such an incredible piece. And when the time came for us to put together this workshop, I said to Christy, I would love to be able to set up some duets with some of my students. And she said, well, there's a special version of Journey to the Past that was written specifically for me and Liz. And the coolest thing was the person who would have to sing the Journey to the Past part wouldn't have to worry about the harmonies. Because, go ahead, you should probably talk about that.
Because Ben Rauhala, who wrote the arrangement, said, nobody lets Liz Callaway sing harmony on her own song. Like, nobody. And what was crazy is when we learned it, I was doing it on Broadway, so my brain was kind of going like this, right? Because all the harmonies and stuff. But I do the upper harmonies and the lower, yeah. Yeah, I'm all over the place. But it's the best because now I can do that duet kind of with anyone, so it's really fun.
Well, let's bring up someone to sing with you. Let's bring up Simone Schwartz.
I'll set it up. Fine, I'll set it up. Okay. So this song comes at the end of Act 1 when Anya is traveling with these two con men to try to get to Paris. And she finally makes her way past all the guards, past all the fear and terror of getting there from communist Russia into this kind of utopia of Paris at the time. And they get there, and it's just above the hill, they find out, is Paris. And she's so close she can taste it, but she's so terrified. And she doesn't know if she has the strength to go that last mile. And she has to decide whether or not to go back to Paris or Russia in fear or to move forward in strength.
Don't fail me now, courage, don't desert me, don't turn back now that we're here. People always say life is full of choices, but no one ever mentions fear. Or how the world can seem so fast on a journey to the past. Somewhere down this road, I know someone's waiting. Here's dreams, just can't be wrong. Arms will open wide, I'll be safe and wanted, finding home where I belong. Bells calling, now I'm learning fast on a journey to the past. Home, love, family. There was once a time I must have had two. Home, love, family. I will never be complete until I find you. One step at a time, one hope then another. Who knows where this road may go? Back to who I was, on to find my future. Is my heart still needs to know? Yes, let this be a sign. Let this road be mine. Let it lead me to my path and bring me home.
All right, so Simone, I guess it was okay, right? Can you talk briefly about when we look at her? She's literally shaking. When we first rehearsed this, you came out. You need a moment? When we rehearsed this, you came out, and what did you say to me?
It's all blank.
She grabbed your hand as if like you knew exactly what to do. You just went with it.
It's like it all I don't know how to say it without sounding weird. It
happened.
clicked.
It clicked. It
It
was like
worked.
meant to be. Like
Yeah.
we had been rehearsing it for weeks. Yeah, it was beautiful.
It's like in that moment where you don't
you lose that kind of nervous feeling, and you're kind of just in the moment. I mean,
Yeah.
you're with Christy Altomare. I mean,
You-
what?
You were in the moment. It was so beautiful, and you're so connected. It was really, really beautiful. Beautiful work.
Thank
yeah.
you so much.
Someone needs to calm her down a little bit. Thank you for doing that. I mean, seriously.
Oh my goodness! Of course.
And I hate to even ask this question, but how often do you have to do that? Or not have to. How
It's
often
not-
have you
it's
done
exactly it. It's not have to, because it's
Yeah.
so much fun. And that song keeps taking on new meaning. I'll never forget when I found out I was pregnant. And I was literally on the road with Disney Princess the Concert, traveling from city to city. And the joy of getting to sing that song. And somewhere down this road, I know someone's waiting. Years of Dreams just can't be wrong. Like, I don't know. There's just that song. It doesn't matter like what you're going through. You can always find a way to give it new meaning. So yeah, I love singing it forever.
Olivia Kearney. These batteries are about to die in this. 1 second. It's two double A's. Two double A's. All right, any questions for Christy while I'm changing batteries?
Yes. Yeah. The best advice I can give you if you're ever in a situation like that is front load. So what I did was when I so I had done Carrie the musical previously to this, where even though she technically wasn't originating the role, it was pretty much originating because they did so many different things to the role that it just felt different. It was different. And so I didn't have anyone to look at then, and I thought once I got into rehearsals, I would just find the character, and I never did. And so when I booked Anastasia, I was like, no, I can't do that again. I have to have another strategy because I want to feel confident when I'm on the stage. So I got with a coach, and I worked with my coach every single morning before rehearsals for 2 or 3 weeks before rehearsals even started to have a really clear idea of who my Anya was. And I made really distinct choices so that when I went in the rehearsal room and I felt like I knew who the character was, they could either say yes or no. And if they said no, I'd go, great, what do you see? And then I could go home and work with my coach till it felt confident and in my body. And so it has to like get to that point where it's in you, do you know what I mean? And so if that makes any sense, front loading, and really just look at the script. A lot of the times the script will give you the best cues. So when we were talking about Glinda, it's the same thing. It's like who is this character? What does she represent? You know? So yeah. Any other questions? Yeah? Ooh. I always say like the role that's never been written, but I got to play do this show Noir that was really, really fun to play, and I would love to get to do it on Broadway someday. And I guess that would be like a role I've played before, but I would love to get to do it on a different scale, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, do we have time or another? Yeah, yes? You know what? I had never been to Paris, and then my ex-fiance at the time, right before I went to Broadway, he flew me to Paris, and I spent a couple days in Paris, and I spent so many days walking across the Alexandra Bridge, I can't even tell you, and taking pictures of me like this, because the actual like art is me running. So that was really fun. Yeah. Yeah.
You ready, Danny? All right. All right. For those of you who know Adam's Family, full disclosure here. Sorry, no pun intended. But when Danny originally auditioned, she auditioned on the song Last Midnight from Into the Woods, which is an amazing song. But if you are a piano player, it is a terrible song. It's extremely complicated. Anything Sondheim is very complicated. Over the weekend, I'm feverishly working to the point where this morning I'm in tears not being able to play this. I was like, I have to tell Danny I can't play this song. So I literally went to her first period. I'm like, Danny? She had her fingers were covered with fingerprint stuff because she was in forensics class. I was like, don't touch me. But I said, I'm so sorry to do this to you. You have two options. I can find a track for Last Midnight, or do you have another song? She's like, yeah, I have another song. Like, you do? It's like, yeah. It's like, all right, what is it? She's like, Maybe This Time from Cabaret. I'm like, yes. I can play that one. I know that one. That's a great song as well. Which I will say, going back to what Christy said to me over the weekend, she's like, do you think these kids have another song in their back pocket in case it doesn't work out? I said, oh, I don't want to, this is perfect. She's like, I would never want to put them through that grief. And of course, I am the one putting Danny through that grief on the day of her workshop, that she has to workshop with Christy. So, Danny, thank you. And where's Ailish? Ailish was like, clock is ticking, because she had to sit there and make sure she had all the words memorized. You better start working on this music. Clock is ticking. So Danny, set up for us the song and what it's from and what's happening in the scene.
So basically, in Cabaret, it's kind of set in the beginning of the Holocaust, and it goes into the character who I'm playing as Sally Bowles. And at the time when she sings the song, she's pregnant, and she's in a relationship with a guy longer than she's ever been with before. And she wants to abort the baby, but the guy that she's in the relationship with is like, no, come on, I want you to keep it. Look at us, how far we can make it. And it's kind of her reflecting upon that in a sense. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, I read the summary this morning. So I'll try my best. Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay. Maybe this time, for the first time, love won't hurry away. He will hold me fast. I'll be home at last. Not a loser anymore, like the last time and the time before. Everybody. Everybody loves a winner, so nobody loves me. Lady peaceful, lady happy, that's what I long to
Not really.
Synopsis. Can you just tell me what? Oh God, I've seen Cabaret so many times, and I can't believe like I'm asking you this. But so that's right. She got pregnant, right? Is this before or after she has an abortion, right? Or no? It's right before. And so is the maybe this time that she's thinking maybe she's going to have this beautiful life with him?
Yeah, possibly.
Okay. Yes. But she's also, okay, so the thing that's complicated with this is that she's also in a cabaret setting where she's performing, right? So there's the performance and the circumstance that's happening within her. First off, fantastic work, beautiful. I love your voice so much. You're amazing. I'm so sorry. I was like, I need some clarification because I forget. Yes, your voice is so great. Like the affectedness. So why is she affected?
I think she's affected because like.
Oh wait, that's right. You don't know the show that well. She's on a lot of drugs.
Yes, possibly.
She's on a lot of drugs. So I think there's something to that. It's a late night nightclub. Sorry, I didn't mean to like give you a hard question.
I was like,
no, Sally herself is she's not fully there, right? It's like which it's almost like it's kind of like that dizziness of like. I'm trying to think of what, like, something that you may experience, like tired.
Like you pull 2 all-nighters in a row.
Yes, that's it. Or like 3 all-nighters in a row, and you're just like, I'm not here today. The last thing I want to do is actually process something someone is saying to me. All I have time for is the thoughts that are in my own head, and even those I can't trust right now. Do you know what I mean? So that's where she is. She's trying to hold it together and to look normal, but she's not. She's out of it. She's crumbling. This is a moment of pure crumble. And I wonder, so when you sing this song, do you tap into Sally, or have you thought about tapping into your own story?
Kind of like both. I've kind of interpreted it as if like I was in the same situation as her in a way, I guess, like how I would react to that, but still having a take on the character.
Right, of course, yes. Has it ever happened in your life where like things didn't go your way?
Yeah, a lot.
Like maybe like you didn't get the role, or you didn't, like it just like keeps not happening. Like what I was talking about when I was telling my story about Anastasia, where it was just, it kept not happening, kept not happening, kept not happening. But yet somewhere inside of you, there's like this very tiny glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
I think that's where she's at. She's at that breaking point where it's like, if this audition doesn't go well, I'm probably going to give up. Like that's kind of where I was at that time. I feel like that is what it is for her. It's like her whole life has been miserable, and this might be that tiny thing, that tiny glimmer of hope. And as we find out for her, it doesn't really work out, right? It doesn't, but we don't know that yet. She's still fighting for hope. So for you, you said that you've had a lot of those moments.
Yeah.
Can you think of one specifically? And if you don't want, you don't have to share, but can you think of one?
Sure.
Okay. Can you think of where that was? Do you want to, actually wait, just tell me. Okay, perfect. So you're in that location. Okay, is there a door anywhere into it? Okay. Stand and show me look at the door. I want to see you looking at the door. Stand center, more center. Look ahead of you. Let me see you looking at the door. Breathe in the space. How does it smell? How does it feel? Is it nighttime?
Yeah.
It's nighttime? Okay. Around 6 or 7, maybe 5, I don't know.
8.
8 o'clock at night, wow. Wow, okay. You see the door. And are there people behind the door? Authority figures, potentially? Perfect. All I want you to do is to look at the door, take a breath, and just sing the entire song as you, singing the song to the door.
Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay.
Stop, stop. You're really close. That stillness is perfect. He'll stay. So what is that sentence in your mind? Make that differentiation in your head. He'll stay means I'll get it. I'll figure it out. He'll stay means maybe the authority figure is a he, I don't know, or a she. She'll stay. They'll stay. They'll want to see me. It'll be good. Make it very clear.
Got it.
Say it directly. And here's another trick. When I was talking about the eyes, stay transfixed on the door. Do not move. If you sang the entire song, eyes open, nothing, just say it. That's, I swear to you. Well, let's see. Let's see if it works. Okay, go.
Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay. Maybe this time, for the first time, love won't hurry away.
Stop. Really great. Really great. How did that feel? Much better. It was much better. Is there any possibility that you can get rid of the slides? Is that too hard? No slides. Maybe this time he'll stay. Like, just go straight. And don't move your arms. I swear to you, the stillness is everything. Just say it. Pretend like the world has stopped. Now, anytime we are alone on stage, what we are doing is we are informing the audience. We are not talking to the audience, obviously. You're not doing that. But we are informing the audience. But the audience is like voyeuristically a fly on the wall watching us. So what has happened is the time has stopped. You are everything around you is frozen. It's you and the door. And you're having this conversation. If you want, sometimes it's more powerful to look at the back of someone's head as if they are walking and then the time stops. Who knows? Whatever it is for you. Just stand there, feel those feelings, have the conversation. And when we're really having a conversation and it's just us and nobody else is around, we don't have to do anything to show that we're having the conversation, right? Because sometimes in these moments, you actually are having a conversation with someone in your head, like there's a partner you're talking to, but in this, you're not. It's just you by yourself with your thoughts. And so you don't have to explain anything because it's just you. Like when you're alone in your room thinking about things, you're not going, oh man, I really should have done that. You're going, oh man, I really should have done that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like allow yourself to just be still and say that awful sinking thing that is so terrifying, which is like, I'm going to actually walk into the lion's den again. And I thought I couldn't, and I thought I wasn't strong enough. I'm gonna try it again. I'm exhausted. I am so tired of the hustle. I am so tired of the no. I am so tired of failure. I am so tired of embarrassing myself. Whatever that is for you. I am so tired. Yeah, let's try it again.
Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay. Maybe this time, for the first time, love won't hurry away. He will hold me
We're really close here. I wonder if this story is not strong enough inside. Are you feeling that? Do you feel the pain when you're talking?
Yeah, in the beginning at least, yeah.
You feel it in the beginning? It's these pauses in between, right?
Yeah.
Before you sing again. So it's, what is that filled with? Is that filled with somebody walking by and being like maybe talking about you or whatever behind your back, and maybe you notice it? It's filling that moment. Maybe you need to fill it with something. Or you know, is this the right storyline for you? You feel it. Okay, good. It's that long pause at the beginning, that long musical pause. Can we just cut the intro and just go straight in? Okay, cut the intro, go straight in. And instead, what I want you to do is I want you to think in your head that the words, I feel like it's a dash of like anger as well. There's that anger of like, why don't they see me? Like, why can't they see the hard work I've done, the late nights that I've spent in my room? Why? Why? Why now? Why now? Why does this keep happening? There's a frustration there. And they keep saying no, and they keep saying no, and they keep saying no. It's not hopeful. It's like exhausting. Yeah, just add a dash of like, ugh. Let's try it again.
Oh, like right away? I got you. Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay. Maybe this time, for the first time, love won't hurry away. He will hold me fast. I'll be home at last. Not a loser anymore like the last.
We're so close. Can I do one more of this and then we'll be done? We're so close. We're so close. How did that feel?
Better.
Really even better. And did you notice that first break, it was so filled. That first break between one thing to the next, it was like I saw in your eyes people making fun of you when you just taking a breath and just letting it wash over you. So maybe there's another moment. They make fun of you. Maybe there's another moment. Somebody like kicks you in the shin and you feel it. I know that's silly, but like having those very specific visuals in your head of what had happened to you and experiencing them. Do you know what I mean? Something is happening in those moments, and if you make them real for you, the better. The last thought that I have in all of this is now when you do it, when we talked about how you're tired, I want you to only use like your eyes and your mouth and nothing else. Like literally no eyebrows, like no nothing, just that exhaustion, you know, when like you have no energy to give anything else. Like the thing is when somebody is like on drugs or whatever, there's like they're affected, there's nothing there. They're in a daze, they're exhausted, they're in a glaze. Does that make sense? Can we just try it? Sure. Let's do it.
Okay. Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay.
Really good. That was great. Just don't put eyebrows up for stay. Just he'll stay. Just down. He'll stay. It's even creepier. He'll stay. I'm telling you, it's right. Do it again.
Maybe. Kill me. Maybe this time
I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay. Maybe this time, for the first time, love won't hurry away. He will hold me fast. I'll be home at last. Not a loser anymore, like the last time and the time before.
Did you feel that? How did that feel? It was affected. You were in a daze. You were going through something, but yet you still had to sing the song. And I think that's what she's going through in this moment. It's like she's just got to get through this song, and it's so painful. And that's what I felt. There was like that anger, that frustration, that unaffectedness, and then, oh, it was so beautiful to watch. Really great work, really.
Sophia, we're going to slightly switch it up just a brief. We're going to do Matt first, and then we'll do you. You okay with that? Oh my gosh. So originally, and I'm actually going to come down while I'm talking here. Originally, we were going to have a special guest via Zoom. Mr. Derek Klena was going to be joining us. Unfortunately, he could not be here in person. And, oh, did this thing go on status mode? There we go. So Christy emailed or texted me last night and said, "So sorry, Derek can't be here," but he sent a message. So I'm waiting. Hopefully this will pull up and we'll be able to see this cute little message here. So give me a minute here. Sorry, everyone. Here he comes. Okay.
What's up, everybody? Derek Klena here. I hear you guys have an amazing opportunity tonight to get to work with the amazing, incomparable Christy Altomare. Christy and I go back 12 years. We've done multiple shows together, and she's one of the sweetest, most talented, most passionate performers I've gotten the privilege of sharing the stage with. So you guys are in for a treat. I wanted to give a huge shout out to Council Rock High School South. Sending lots of love, you guys. I also am very jealous tonight because I hear Matthew Geiger gets to sing with Christy Altomare. I haven't got to sing with Christy in a long time. So you guys are in for a treat. Once again, I wish I could be there with you all, but I know it's going to be an amazing experience and sending lots of love.
My Derek.
No pressure, Matt. None whatsoever. No pressure. Would you please welcome to the stage Matthew Geiger? One second.
Should I give a little intro? So this is the moment of the show when Anya finally has her first real vision that she knows to be true. She's been seeing these little visions and not really being able to understand, and then there's this story that really nails it down for her that she could very well be Anastasia. And her and Dimitri are chatting with one another, and Dimitri reveals to Anya that he remembers seeing young Anastasia many years ago, and he's never told this story to Anya before, and he tells the story in the song of how he first saw Anastasia.
And what's my second song? It'll be the same thing here. It was June, I was 10. I still think of that day now and then. A parade and a girl and a crowd of thousands. She sat straight as a queen, only 8 but so proud and serene. How they cheered, how I stared in that crowd of thousands. Then I started to run, to call out her name as the crowd on the road went wild. I reached out with my hand and looked up, and then she smiled. The parade traveled on, with the sun in my eyes, she was gone. But if I were still 10, in that crowd of thousands, I'd find her again.
You're making me feel I was there too.
Maybe you were. Make it a part of your story.
A parade
Passing by.
It was hot, not a cloud in the sky. Then a boy caught my eye. In a crowd of thousands, he was thin, not too clean. There were guards, but he dodged in between. Yes, he made himself seen in that crowd of thousands. Then he called out my name and he started to run through the sun and the heat and crowd. And I tried not to smile, but I smiled. And then he bowed.
I didn't tell you that.
You didn't have to. I remember. The parade traveled on, with the sun in my eyes, you were gone. But I knew even then, in that crowd of thousands, I'd find you again.
Your Highness.
You sounded great.
Do a palm check, Matt. Your palm's dying right now. You're like cold and sweaty and palm. What an amazing. Oh, Lainey's not crying, but Devin is crying. Okay, it's one or the other. I was just double checking. Very good. What's it like? And I'm sorry. I hopefully Derek will get a chance to see this later. What was it like working with Derek?
He's the loveliest soul on the planet. Just the kindest, most generous actor and beautiful person. We had such an amazing professional relationship, and we got to work with each other twice, once in Carrie the musical and once in Anastasia the musical, and both times just a consummate professional, really, really cares about the craft, and we both just really wanted to do the best we could. And he's one of those actors that anytime you'd pull him aside and be like, can we run the lines? He'd be like, let's do it. And we'd run the lines all night long. Like just like him, me, and John Bolton, who played Vlad, when we were doing that out-of-town tryout, we'd get together and just run the lines over and over and really perfect the roles for ourselves. So, yeah.
Do me a favor, Matt. Can you hit the button twice on the projector just to turn off that screen? No, on the projector, like the blue button on the top of the projector. Once, yep, there you go. Perfect, thank you. Awesome. All right. Let's bring Sophia Yarnell to the stage. Sophia is one of our graduating seniors.
Yay!
So, and Sophia, tell us what you're going to sing.
I am going to be singing I Dreamed a Dream from Les Mis, and I'll be portraying the role of Fantine. And basically, Fantine was in the scene that I'm singing the song, left by her lover, and she has to support her child. And so she sells her body, she sells her teeth, her hair. And it's a very moving song, and it's like, it's very deep in the scene, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so gorgeous work, beautiful, beautiful. Let's talk about, so I swear that this is gonna seem like I'm just giving everyone the same notes, but it's just these last two songs happen to have some similarities. And so the idea is, in the last one, you have someone who's kind of affected, dealing with like an emotional event. You are also affected, and in what way are you affected?
I guess.
You're on your deathbed.
Yeah.
So you're dying.
Like I've given every like.
Jean
last bit of
Valjean has
myself.
come in, and it's like maybe 1 or 2 days, or if not that day, you are passing away. Something along those lines. We're nearing end of life for you. So there is that affectedness of like coming to terms with the fact that you cannot raise your daughter. And you did everything you could to be an upstanding citizen of this world. And it was one thing after the next. First, you get fired from your job. Then, in order to make ends meet, you sell your hair. And then finally, you sell your body. And it's one big bang, boom. And now, how can you protect your child? You can't. You have to give your child to this man. And you're thinking back on your life while you're on your deathbed, and you're thinking about this beautiful man that you thought you would spend forever with, but he was gone. He was gone when autumn came. And that was maybe the only time you really felt like that true bliss of like everything's gonna be okay in your life. And even being a single mother is so hard. Having to work that factory job was not easy. In a way, that wasn't a win either. You didn't feel like you got the chips or the life that you deserved. And now you're scared that your daughter may not get to have that life because of the choices that you've made. And you won't ever get to see her grow up. And am I making sense? There's so much happening here.
Yeah.
And so all of that with the backdrop of you're about to die. So I was wondering, can we have you sitting in a chair just for fun? I feel like in the original, she was like on a deathbed
Yeah,
while
she
she was
was, like,
singing
laying
this.
down singing.
Yeah, in the revival, I think Casey Levy was just standing there singing it. I think she was just, because they really pared it down for the second one, but for this one, you're in your deathbed. Okay. Is Jean Valjean there while she's singing it? I think he might be. I don't know, but he comes in afterwards. Perfect. So you're alone. It's just you. And you know, like people that are on their deathbed, sometimes they see visions, right? And they're just having a moment with the vision. And sometimes it's joyous, right? Because it's almost as if they're there, but they're not. And it's like that in and out of like almost someone with Alzheimer's, where it's like, I'm there, oh no, I'm not, I'm dying. Like, you know, there's these moments too. So it's very heavy. What would your body do if you were incredibly weak? Have you ever been really sick?
I mean, I had mono for a week, and I was really dead for that. But
A week?
yeah.
Is that possible only to have it for a week?
I have no idea, but I was pretty dead.
Okay. Okay. So exhaustion. So you're holding the mic with one hand. What is the other hand doing? Let's see, like you're about to sing. So have your mic up for your one, but what's the other hand? Other hand's completely limp. Perfect. Do not move it for the rest of the number. Just, except maybe if there's a moment, let it go. if there's one moment you can have something and then let it go for the rest. Just remember, if you are going to move, it's incredibly hard. It's that exhaustion of mono, right? It's that I have nothing left to give. And you're in that vision state, okay? And I want you to see out in the distance. So what is the first line? The first line is I dreamed a dream. So in the distance, in one tiny TV in the distance, I want you to see the dream. I want you to see the visions all pretty much in one point in the distance, okay? And just tell the story. Let's start from the top. And maybe it's happy at first. Maybe it's just like, oh, wow. A Don't look down for tigers. Keep them right in front of you. Gorgeous work. How does that feel?
Good.
How does that feel for us? Wow. We feel like you're dying. You're on your deathbed. We feel that. We feel that. Can I add one dash? I almost don't want to because it's so good and it's so honest. But can I add a dash of something? The other thing, too, is strength. The one thing Fantine has had to have the entire time, through it all, through working in the factory, through cutting her hair, through selling her body, through having a child out of wedlock, all of this has been strength. She's had to be incredibly strong. So even though you're dying, how would a strong person hold their head up high? How would a strong person have their back, right? So maybe you can play with that too of, I'm gonna be strong even though I'm not really quite here, right? Physically. Allow some, let's do a dash of strength as well.
Okay.
And you can even, in the beginning, there's so much beautiful, happy imagery, so you can really go to that place of like, it was a beautiful dream, almost, like that, like, oh, like as if you're there. And then when the tigers come, it'll be even more heartbreaking because it's like you don't expect it. You're watching the most beautiful vision in the world, and then all of a sudden the tigers are coming, and you're like, it's like you're in a nightmare, and you didn't think you were. You were living in a fantasy for a second. Yeah, let's start at the top. Beautiful work, really beautiful.
Thank you.
It's hard to breathe.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by, when hope was high and life worth living. I dreamed that love would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiving.
Really, really great, really great. I'm just gonna stop you here one more time. Let's do it again. And part of that strength is like, darn it, I'm about to die, but I'm going to get these words out. So think kind of like diction, I'm gonna get it out as my last will and testament, almost as if when I say these words, they are being recorded down in history for the end of time. My last thing I want to talk about is this dream that I had. Does that make sense? And I want to get it out, even though it's so hard for me to speak right now. Let's try it again, really good.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by, when hope was high and life worth living. I dreamed that love would never die.
Stop, really great. One more time. Just, I dreamed that love would never die. You're seeing it. Even though she's saying it in past tense, pretend like you're saying, love will never die. Even though it's past tense, think of it as, I dream love will never die, and I see it. What is the flower that you're seeing? What is the rainbow you're seeing? You're seeing it. Yeah, the joy of that. Okay, one more time.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by, when hope was high and life worth living. I dreamed that God would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiving. Then I was young and unafraid, when dreams were made, used and wasted.
Stop, really great. Just the line about when dreams were made and used and wasted is actually a good thing. I was young and unafraid, and dreams were just thrown out because we had so many of them. We had so many of them that kept become things that it was just so joyful. There was no ransom to be paid, no song unsung. the beauty of it all, right? Really great work. Sorry, I keep starting you over and over and over. How much time do we have?
We're over by 45 minutes.
Are you serious? I'm sorry to everyone. Can we stand? Can she sing the whole song again one more time? Okay, stand up. Let's do it.
Before you sing it, it was my bad. The part that, to make sure you know what we're talking about, is. Okay, you'll hear this.
Okay, one more time. Stand, feel that feeling of the chair. We're there again. It's as if you're sitting, but just we're doing it standing. You got this. Arm down, no energy. The joy of, almost as if, right, it's like you're sleepwalking and you have gained just enough energy to stand. Let's try it.
Summer by my side, he filled my days with endless wonder. He took my childhood in his stride, but he was gone when autumn came. And still I dream he'd come to me, that we would live the years together. But there are dreams that cannot speak, and there are storms they cannot weather. I had a dream my life would be so different from this hell I'm living, so different now than what it seemed. Now life has killed the dream I dreamed.
Did you see that? All of a sudden now we see a woman who has nothing and is just looking at the dream. Beautiful work. Beautiful.
SV members, come up on stage. So we're going to do a little bit of a quick reset to finalize the evening for you all. We have a special treat for you all. So I've put together a special arrangement of a song from Carrie the Musical, and I'll let Christy talk a little bit about, I'll find another one.
Okay.
I'll let Christy talk a little bit about what is happening in this scene.
Okay. So this next song is from Carrie the Musical. And if any of you know the Stephen King novel or the movie, it's about this kind of weird, ostracized girl in high school who has telekinetic powers. And she goes to prom and they dump pig's blood on her and she's embarrassed, and then she just telekinetically kills everyone in the school. So that's basically what happens in a nutshell. But the musical version has some pretty happy bops in it. And this song is really cool. It's called Do Me a Favor. It's at the end of Act 1. And when I did the show off Broadway, I played the character Sue Snell. And she, I like to say, is like the popular girl with the heart of gold. So she's the one that, even though everyone's making fun of Carrie, she feels really bad about it. And so she asks her boyfriend, Tommy Ross, to take Carrie to prom instead of her, because she wants Carrie to have this beautiful moment at prom. So she stays home and she survives. And then her best friend Chris is like the mean girl bully. So her best friend Chris actually gets in trouble for bullying Carrie so much that her big punishment is she can't even go to prom. So she wants revenge. So this song, Do Me a Favor, is Chris asking her boyfriend Billy to help her get revenge, aka the pig's blood. And it's me asking my boyfriend, Tommy Ross, to take Carrie to prom instead of me.
Drag you into this, but I've got nowhere else to turn. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Take a pain. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Something like that. Bottle does up down the line. She blends the fire. She's gonna get burned. I want her to play out the girl that she cost me. Make her good and sorry that she ever cost me. I gotta help you, help me. I could even up this dance, and we could both give Carrie White a night she won't forget. Do me a favor.
You always amaze me with the way that you think. If I was your daddy, I would buy you a shrink. You're pissed off, that's so hot, I like you this way. Whatever your game is, girl, I'm ready to play.
I've been thinking about how happy she would be if only you'd take Carrie to the prom instead of me.
Do what? Who do you want me to invite? I thought that was supposed to be our night. I know you're only trying to do what's right, but whoa, I won't be taking Carrie White.
Think of Carrie, I've said everything I could, but one small act of kindness might change Carrie's life for good. Come on, come on.
Okay.
Something to Carrie. I'm begging, I'm pleading, I'm
Well, folks, we are so sorry it's gone longer than expected, but I'm sure you guys were not too upset about that. So what we're going to do now is, if anyone would like to get a chance to talk to Christy outside in the hallway, she'll be signing autographs and taking photographs as well. Thank you guys so much for coming out and supporting us again. Please, another huge round of applause to Christy Altomare, everyone.